Hey, hey, hey. Oh my goodness. It is your girl, Natasha Paris, the empowerment strategist, your resident therapist. And I am so excited to come before you for yet another season 3. Well, in this season, we are bringing more and more of what you like. We had an amazing season 2 with an average of about 50 to 60 downloads a week. And I am super excited because I am predicting that we are going to have close to about 100 and 150 downloads a week and moving in to 2 to 3, 4, almost 1,000 downloads a week. I am claiming it. Because I have something to share. So within this season 3, I'm super excited because we are going to be offering we're going to be bringing back the affirmations series where you are able to speak life into the things that you want for your life and you're able to breathe deeply. So we're bringing back the affirmation series. In addition to that, we're going to bring back those topics that really support your growth. We're going to give you solutions to possible concerns that you may have. Look, I am not here to change the world, but I am here to really change the world. Okay, come on now. And so with that said, we are excited and we're going to also be bringing some interviews. We are bringing some interviews to this platform, talking to people who you might want to know about, right? Yes, and who have something to also say. And as we have said before, I want you to do 3 things. I want you to hit that 5-star button on your favorite platform. In addition to that, I want you to share. And of course, I want you to comment. I want to hear from you. Season 3 is going to be amazing. So I want to hear from you. And so with that said, my friends, let's get right into it. Welcome to season 3. Let's go. Hello, my friends. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the Empower You 2 podcast. I am your host, Natasha Paris, and I am super excited, as always, to come before you because guess what? I have something to share, and as your licensed resident therapist and empowerment strategist, I want to take you to the next level in this new year. And in order for me to take you to the next level, we're going to have to talk about some things, my friends. We're going to have to talk about some things. So welcome to episode 191, season 3. We are counting these episodes down, okay? Because look, I have a lot to say, and because you're listening, I continue to provide you with levels of support that can change the trajectory of your life if you're just open, right? As I say, the 3 C's, having the courage to admit when things are not going well, being committed to the task of doing something different, and of course, being consistent with listening to the Empower You 2 podcast, in addition to, of course, changing your life for the better. So with episode 191, I have something that really will resonate with you because it did for me as a clinician, as a mother, as a spouse, as a girlfriend now, because I'm a divorcee, as a friend, as a clinical supervisor, administrator. I mean, I have so many titles, but this resonated with me. And so the question that I have for you today, my friends, is, have you ever noticed how life has a way of giving us new opportunities? Yes, right when our hands and our hearts are open, guess what happens? Great things happen. However, when our hands are full, our hearts are smothered with so much, we don't receive what we are in desire of. So welcome to today's episode. Today's title is Cleaning Your Dirty Laundry. Oh, wait, come on, Kelly, roll it in the background. Dirty laundry, right? When she's talking about the laundry, I can't sing, but you get my gist, right? And we're not talking about clothes. No, we are not talking about clothes. What we are talking about is the emotional laundry, the thoughts you've avoided, the pain you folded neatly and tucked away, the resentment sitting in the corners of your heart waiting to be addressed, the trauma that you put in a bag and said, oh my goodness, it smells, it's dirty. To avoid it, I'm going to just put it in a bag and stuff it so far down in the closet, I won't have to address it. Because here's the truth, my friends. You cannot receive something great while you're holding on to what's weighing you down. I'm going to say that again. You cannot receive something great while holding on to what's weighing you down. You can't do it. You can't receive what God has in store for you. Let me say this, just like physical laundry, emotional laundry piles up. It looks like unspoken hurt, lingering anger, old disappointments, guilt you keep replaying over and over and over in your head, the trauma that you endured as a child, and you never spoke about it to anyone. The fears that you no longer fit who you are, but you hold on to the fear because if you don't hold on to it, you feel like you will die. Some of the laundry is stained. Some of it is stretched out of shape. Some of it actually has holes in it. Some of it belonged to the older version of you, and you continue to hold on to it. We keep carrying it around like it is a trophy. We carry it around because we believe it defines who we are. We tell ourselves, I'll deal with it later. It's okay. Like, it's not a big deal. I'll deal with it. It doesn't bother me anymore. I mean, I'm not thinking about it. I'm fine. I promise you, I'm fine. I'm okay. But emotional laundry doesn't disappear, my friends. Just because you ignore it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It starts to smell. It starts to affect everything else around you. Turns into so much anger. It creates levels of resentment that everyone around you begins to feel it too. Now, my friends, let's talk about it. Let's be honest. Why do we avoid cleaning the dirty laundry? Well, what I know for sure is that cleaning emotional laundry is uncomfortable. It is very uncomfortable because now you have to face the thing that you were scared of or that thing that hurt you so much. It means revisiting those moments that were painful, naming those things that disappointed us. Because let's be honest, who wants to talk about things that are hurtful? In addition, when you're acknowledging people who didn't show up for you, it brings back those emotional feelings. Admitting we stayed too long in a relationship and accepted very little, it makes us feel bad about ourselves. Avoidance feels safer. Ignoring it feels safer. tucking it away under the bed in a closet feels safer, because there's that saying, out of sight, out of mind. But that's not true for emotional laundry. Avoiding it is not healing it. It's storing it. We are creating storages in our hearts and in our minds. Because let me tell you, storages, like a physical storage, has a cost. And the storage fee for your emotional pain is easily in the billions. Come on. It's in the billions. My friend, you cannot move forward freely when you're dragging emotional baggage behind you. There's that song, and I've said it in one of my earlier episodes, by Erykah Badu. It's called Bag Lady. Oh my goodness. If you've heard this song but thought it meant something differently, you're going to look at and listen to this song so completely different than what you were doing before. Because Bag Lady talks about the woman who carries all kinds of bags. When they see you coming, they take off running. No one wants to be around someone who has emotional baggage, because it takes up a lot of room. It smells, is bothersome, and it can be overwhelming for anyone around you. So my friends, dragging emotional baggage is heavy. It is heavy. So I want you to think about it. What are the bags that you are carrying with you? We're not talking about physical bags. What emotional bags are you carrying with you that when you think about it, it just makes you so angry or so sad? Because it is in the courage to see what you've endured and to see what you are storing that allows you to break free. The cleaning process is not pretty, my friends, but it is necessary. It is necessary. I had a client come into my office, and she talked about how she couldn't understand why she would get into these relationships and they were often very short-lived. She talked about how she felt that she was just a, high standard woman and that they just couldn't live up to her expectations. But as our sessions continued, I began to realize that it wasn't that she had these high standards. It was the fact that she had all of the emotional baggage that she continued to carry with her that really killed those relationships. She talked about one specific gentleman that she was dating for about 6 months, and she said he was the best boyfriend she had ever met. But then when I asked her, why didn't it last if he was the best? She said, well, I didn't trust him. I said, why? She said, well, because I saw how my father treated my mom. He was a rolling stone. In other words, he was a compulsive liar and cheater. And she witnessed that as a child. And her interpretation of men were that they were liars and cheaters. So she could not trust this man that was in her life because she was carrying the fears, the resentments that weren't hers, but they were her mother's. Come on, hear me what I say. She was carrying not just her own bags, but her mother's as well, which prevented her from seeing the true person and not judging them based on what she thought, a blanket statement that all men were cheaters and liars. My friends, it's important for us to clean the emotional laundry. And it requires three things. I want you to make sure every time that we get on this podcast, you get on this podcast, I want you to be taking notes. Thank you for listening, but even more, thank you for investing in you and learning and developing the skills in which to become the best version of yourself. The three things you need in order to clean up that emotional laundry, the dirty laundry. The first is sorting. Not everything belongs in your future. You're going to have to sort them. I want you to ask yourself, what still serves me today? Not what served me when I was 15, not what served me when I was going through my divorce. What still serves me now? Second question, what have I outgrown? Like your old jeans when you were in college, those don't fit you any longer. What have you outgrown? The need to people please? Third question, what am I holding on to out of habit, not purpose? What are you holding on to out of habit, not purpose? I had a client, and what she said to answer that question was she was holding on to the dreams of her father, the dreams of her becoming an attorney. She did not like law. She wanted to work for a nonprofit organization. She wanted to give back. She wanted to be a part of the grassroots of individuals making changes. But she felt she had to pursue her degree, get her law degree, just to satisfy the dreams of her father. My friends, some things need to be folded and kept. Others need to be trashed, okay? Trashed and released. The second thing that you are required to do in order to clean the emotional laundry is I want you to start washing. Come on. You sorted, now you need to wash. This is where the honesty comes in. This is where the work happens. Washing looks like feeling your feelings without judgment, feeling it, feeling the anger, feeling the disappointment with yourself when you are having those conversations with yourself. The third is letting yourself grieve what never happened. Grieve the relationship that failed. Grieve the relationship with your mother. You had a dream of having a beautiful connection with your parents, but it didn't happen. So you're going to have to grieve it and let it go. Crying represents cleansing. Let yourself grieve and cry. Because the thing that I know about water is that it purifies. And the truth cleans even when it stings. The truth can clean all of the dirty laundry, even though it hurts. The third is I want you to begin to dry. Drying takes time, my friends. And when I talk about drying, I'm telling you the space to restore. Some things need air, my friends. You need to dry it out. Just let it go and get some sunshine. Get some sunlight. Some things need patience. Give yourself grace. It's important for you to give yourself grace as you are healing. Now, when you make a declaration to heal those places that have hurt, now you give yourself time to make room to receive something great. You're giving yourself time to heal, and now you're moving in the direction of receiving something better than what you had before. Here's the part we often miss, my friends. New blessings require space. I'm going to say that again. It requires space. For example, I said to my boyfriend today, I said, you know what? I had to make room for you in my life. I was very, very busy, always involved in different activities and things that I wanted to do with my life and my businesses. But I also knew that I had to heal from my past relationships. And once I made a declaration that I was going to heal, I now was going to evaluate making room for you. Yes. And when I began to do that, I knew that I couldn't carry old resentment into my new space. I couldn't carry old heartbreaks, my friends. I couldn't carry it. And I'm saying to you, you cannot carry resentment, heartbreaks, and also those narratives that you say to yourself. There are no good men out there. Love is so hard to find. Yeah, you know what? No one will ever love me. You have to let go of those narratives that you speak to yourself and expect to fully receive joy, love, opportunity, and peace. When you clean out your emotional laundry, your mind becomes clearer. You can see clearly now. The rain has fallen. Okay, don't kill me because of my voice, all right? But you see my point. Your mind becomes clearer. Your heart becomes lighter. Your spirit becomes receptive. You are now in a space where you can receive. You don't receive what you want. You receive what you make room for. I'm going to drop the mic. I believe I heard Oprah say that. You don't receive what you want. You receive what you make room for. I want you to take a really introspective thought and reflection on your life. Take a moment and ask yourself, what emotional laundry have you been avoiding? What am I carrying that no longer fits who I am today? Third question is, what might I receive if I finally let this go? If you finally let go of the fear, if you finally let go of the anger, the frustration, the sadness, what can you receive, my friends? Allow your mind to imagine something greater. You don't have to clean everything up at once. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to do this in 24 to 48 hours or you will never receive great things. No, it's a process, but you have to start with one load at a time. Come on now, one load at a time. Because remember, you've been storing a lot of dirty laundry for a very long time, and you have to sort, you have to wash, and you also have to dry, one load at a time. My friends, I am so supportive of you. And what I know for sure is that cleaning your dirty laundry isn't about shame. It's about preparation for something so much greater than what you could ever imagine. It's about honoring yourself enough to say, I deserve better than carrying this forever. Oh, that sounds like a song. I deserve better than carrying this forever. If you make this a song, I want some credit, okay? Because what's coming next is better than what you had before. I'm going to say that again. What's coming down the pipe is so much better than what you've ever had before. And what's meant for you is truly for you. So don't feel this level of scarcity that she has it, he has it, they have it, and there's not enough for me. Because remember, in order for you to receive, you have to have a clean heart, a clear mind, and open hands. I want you to always know that this is about you. It's about you becoming the better version of yourself and being gentle with yourself and continuing to do the inner work that will cause you to receive so much more. The Bible says that God will open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing that you will not have room to receive. I receive that for you and me. And so with that said, my friends, cleaning out that dirty laundry, right? It's about cleaning that dirty laundry. Because look, Kelly Rowland said it best. Dirty laundry, it can really take you out. But since you're listening to the Empower You 2 podcast, it will not take you out. Guess what it will do? It'll make you stronger. So with that said, my friends, I hope this episode resonated with you. And if it did, I want you to do 3 things. I want you to, of course, share this episode with someone you believe who could benefit from it, or just sharing it is always a blessing. The second thing that I want you to do is I want you to hit that 5-star button on your favorite platform. And I want you, third, to leave a comment. I want to hear from you. I want to know how this has helped you. And if it hasn't, I don't know what to say, but I believe it will. Okay, so as we close, you know how I often close. I want you to do what? I want you to be empowered for greatness, because without greatness, there's no you. And without you, there's absolutely no greatness. All right, my friends, God bless you. Bye.